Hey Aries. Hey, welcome to you and welcome to your reading. All right, so Spirit had me pre-select a card for you, an oracle card for you, which is going to set the theme for your reading. So the card we have for you today is Snow. And it says rest and contemplation. And I feel like the bit that's really being underlined here is rest. So a couple things coming through with this, but the first bit is that this is confirmation that as I'm recording this video, we're in winter season, as you can see from the tree behind me, so that we're in winter season. So I feel like that's confirming part of it. I feel like there's an energy here of needing to like take a moment to rest on something. The contemplation bit is coming through, but it's almost like take a moment to rest on something. And the other bit I'm getting in, which is interesting because I got this message through before I started, before I hit record on this reading, but I got the message through from Spirit, and what I'm looking at, because I have it written down here, is it says two halves of a heart, and then the other bit I'm getting is two halves make a whole. Okay, and I feel like that particular part of this message, it's connected in with rest. It's almost like taking a rest or taking a beat on whatever this is, the situation that I feel like is tied up with your heart. And I feel like this is like a metaphor for something, but it feels like it's the two halves like make a whole. It honestly feels like parts of yourself, or feels like there's something that like needs to come into completion. So they're okay, yeah, I see it. They're showing me contemplation as completion. Okay, so it's interesting because, yeah, the energy here is like needing to take a rest, to take a beat on something, to like take a pause. Two halves of a heart, of your heart, two halves make a whole, and that whole brings you into completion. Okay, and it feels like, and I want to be specific here because this doesn't feel like this is saying like another person's going to complete you. That's not actually what this energy is. I feel like there's something that's still like kind of filling in about the second half of the heart, of your heart, that will bring this to a whole. Okay, to a completion, to make it whole. Okay, so I don't know exactly what that means yet. So this is kind of the intro theme for our reading. So if that feels like it resonates for you, we're just going to keep going deeper into the message, and we're going to really like dig into this and build out the picture and actually like bring this to some sort of focus. But if you feel like that doesn't resonate for you for any reason, totally fine. Feel free to check out one of the other videos I have posted for you for one of your other signs. Okay, so let's get into this. Yeah, there's something about the moon here on this card. Okay, and I feel like this moon feels connected to the other half of your heart. And again, this is a metaphor that will bring it into completion. So I feel like there's something we need to see about this moon energy today. Okay, all right. I'm excited. I really like the energy of this. I don't know. Maybe it's because it feels very mysterious. There's something like really mysterious about this. I think it's about like, it's almost like the wind with the snow swept in, and like you open the door is what I'm seeing, into your like cozy home, and it just like swept in, and you were like, who's outside? And it's like, or like what, you know, it's like some sort of like mystery. I don't know. Like a Hallmark mystery or something. Very interesting. Okay. All right. So let's dive into this. Which deck? This one. All right. So I want to know, Spirit, what's going well for Aries over the next 2 weeks? This reading applies for 2 weeks from whatever you're finding it. Okay. Cut the deck. Okay. Give me a second. I got to cut this deck. This is such an interesting energy. I like it. It's making me laugh. I don't know. It's a little playful as it's coming in from spirit. It's a little playful. Okay, so let's get into this. What's going well for Aries? Ooh, interesting. I say it's playful. We pull the death card. It does feel playful. Do you almost see how like this, how kind of silly this card looks? It's a little silly. It's like this little like skeleton in a hoodie, like with like, what are these, strawberry pajama bottoms? Like, I don't know, it's a little silly. It's like a murder, did I say like a murder mystery? Like, yeah, okay, the death energy. It's a little bit like a murder mystery. This is so interesting. Okay, is there more? Okay, hold on. You want to pull another card? I gotta pull another card. Give me a second here. Yeah, it's mysterious because this death card is linked into Scorpio, okay? And it's given like a mystery energy. This card? Ooh, okay, Two of Cups. Yeah, the two of Cups, the two halves of a heart, the two halves make a whole. Totally, okay. All right, I feel like we're gonna be like solving this mystery as we go throughout this reading. I don't know why I'm really excited for this because this is like really funny to me. I feel like I feel like it'll get deeper, but it just it's coming through as really playful from spirit. Maybe that's just the way we kind of need to like dive into this energy, but that's the way it's feeling like. Yeah. So okay, so it's like a murder mystery, and there are two halves of your heart, and who or what has the other half of this spirit? What do we need to see here? And what's going well with this situation? I feel like you're solving this. Okay, so I feel like there's an energy of like you solving this, if it's a problem or situation that you're running into in your life. I feel like there's some sort of resolution. It's like they're showing me, for whatever, rest and contemplation. Rest and contemplation means you come into a resolution. That's what they're showing me. So it feels like there's some sort of resolution that's possible. Do you want another card? Okay, let's keep going. What is this one? It's in reverse. This is in reverse? Yeah, it's Tower in reverse. And this is so interesting. We have these cards that I feel like under different circumstances would be like, you know, shock and awe. And and for whatever reason, it feels like something here with the Tower in reverse becomes clearer. It's like there was maybe this, there could have been like there's something like surprising here that feels like it gets like uncovered. What is this talking about? This is so fascinating. This is so fascinating. It's almost like you see, like, I don't know, again, it's coming through as very like dramatic from spirit, like one of those, like, again, it's almost like a little Hallmark or just overly dramatized here. But you see these two people like on the ground, and this person's like kind of like wailing, and it's a little not quite not quite so serious. And I wonder if that's like part of the recommendation here. It is. Okay, so there's an energy here of like not taking yourself or things too seriously. Okay, and I'm just writing that down because again, we're gonna string this together. We're gonna solve this mystery, but it's really interesting. I'm just tripping out over the like strawberry, these pajama bottoms. Why do you keep showing me these strawberry pajama bottoms? Yeah, it's rest. Okay, so it's like pajamas like you would wear to bed. It's like resting. So is the recommendation to rest? It's definitely, yeah, that's definitely part of the recommendation, is to rest. Again, the moon is also present when you're sleeping, so that makes a lot of sense. So there's definitely something around like sleep. I'm also like, it's like this person on the ground is coming through as if they're sleeping here. It's like you're conquering sleep or something. That feels specific to someone. It feels like maybe you were having some like sleep problems, and it feels like there's some sort of like relief that's coming. Okay, with the Tower in reverse. I don't know. It's almost like this had been every night. Like there's a sense of like this is interesting. That's not what this card would typically say, but there's a sense of like insomnia with the Tower card upright, of like you keep waking up to, you know, just suddenly, and I don't know if there were like, you know, bad dreams you were having or otherwise. It just feels like suddenly waking up. And then I feel like in reverse, for whatever reason, this feels like there's something a bit more that comes to rest here. This is so fascinating. Do you want this card? Ace of Pentacles upright? No, Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Is this what was missing? Yeah, so this is partially what was missing, was the Ace of Pentacles upright. It feels like, again, there's something missing. When it's coming out in reverse, it's something that's missing. It's almost like, do you see how like this person has the pentacle in their hand? It's almost like they're showing me the image now of like when, I don't know, when you I don't know, there's like this thing that everyone does. I don't know if it's a game or a magic trick where you put something in your hand and you have the other person like guess which hand is it in. Okay, and like if you guess the wrong one, then it's like it's not there, right? So it's the same, that's actually the animation of what they're in the kind of like video per se that they're showing me right now, is like you guessing. Again, this feels a bit like a guessing game, a bit like a mystery, a little bit like what's missing. So what is missing? There's something clearly missing here. Yeah, and I want to clarify this Tower. Can we do that? Page of Cups. Okay, so this is what's missing. Page of Cups. Okay, so this is coming through with the two halves of a heart. The two halves make a whole. It feels like, this is interesting. It feels like either someone is missing an action. Someone's missing an action. And it's really interesting because the way this is coming through right now from Spirit is almost like this is like your first suspect. Like if we're going with the like Hallmark murder mystery thing, it's like this is your like first suspect. The Page of Cups. What is going on, Spirit? I'm cracking up at this reading. I don't know where they're taking us, y'all. I don't know. Like, that's where we're going, okay? So if you've been also watching a lot of murder mysteries, I feel like this is definitely your reading. Like this is coming through. It's almost like trying to solve the mystery here. And so I feel like this is like your first suspect. Like who's missing? Again, the cups speak to emotion. It speaks to feeling. It can connect into the heart, to like the heart energy. So that feels really strong here. And I feel like you're looking at this person like with the scarf, you know, the one who looks a little bit, that's interesting. This one's coming through as like some sort of socialite, like a socialite, and you're being like, is it this one? I feel like part of this. Okay, I'm starting to see it. Okay. This is cracking me up. Okay. All right, bear with me here. I'm getting little glimpses of it. So it feels like what's actually happening here is someone who's watching this reading, or a section of you who are watching this reading, are actually looking for love. And I feel like what you're looking for love, you think you're trying to like complete your heart by finding another half to make your whole. And I feel like you're looking for it in people outside of yourself. And you keep looking at like, this is coming through as like almost like a suitor, like different suitors outside of yourself to be like, is it this one? Well, is it this one? Is it this one over here? You know? And I feel like you continue to run into, yeah, this is feeling like a past energy, these Tower moments of like, nope, it wasn't that one. It wasn't this one either, right? Of different people that you've been trying to like, this is definitely coming through with like a romantic vibe. It doesn't have to though. This could speak to friendship. This can speak to chosen family. This can speak to workplace things. This can speak on any level that you want it to. Just the example that's coming through really strongly, because again, for whatever reason with this sort of like Hallmark vibe that's here, it's just coming through as like romance. Okay, so I'm just going to use that example, but please like apply this where this belongs within your own situation in your own life. Okay, but it's almost like you've been looking and searching for the right like person outside of yourself, and I think what spirit is trying to direct you to is like the completion isn't outside of yourself. It never was. Okay. And so I feel like this is starting to ground in reality now. I feel like this has been interesting because it's almost felt like you've been in one of those movies of being like, you know, you're watching the protagonist go through the, you know, the storyline, and there's like, yeah, it's definitely one of those movies where they're like, oh, there's three people that this person, you know, is attempting to date, and to see which one, because, you know, they were told it's going to be, that person's name is going to be Nick or something. And, and, you know, and they're like dating all the Nicks they find, and like, and being like, is it you? And I feel like what spirit is trying to say, yeah, is this is actually like the connection you're looking for is with actually it's within you. It has nothing to do with anyone outside of yourself. And once you come into connection within yourself and you find the real gold, which is within you, then you'll attract the right one, not, you know, the four different versions of the Nick person that you're looking for. And I for someone, the person is Nick, but that's not for everyone. Okay, so this is a really interesting reading because yeah, again, that was very specific to someone, but it feels like with this death energy coming in, it feels like there's a consistent, in the tower, it feels like there's this constant turnover of like people that you're trying to like date or see, or again, it could be friend date. It doesn't have to be romantic, but it feels like there's this like constant trying to like find something outside of you to complete this. And I want to see what else spirit has to say about this, because I feel like the rest and contemplation bit of this card now is coming through as like introspection. So there's a bit of a hermit energy here, hermit tarot card energy that kind of wants to come through. But that's okay. I see it. So spirit has some messages for you. If this is your situation, like, you know, across whatever domain that this applies to, because this makes sense. I feel like there's just been a lot of like, it feels like a lot of turnover, if I could say that. Like, it's like, you know, constantly in the apps trying to date or trying to like go out and meet people, or it feels like, you know, whatever the situation is, or trying, you know, interviewing a lot and just not finding the right fit. Like, it feels like it's not the right fit. Two halves of a heart, two halves to make a whole for completion. And the moon represents the other half of your heart and what you're not seeing. So can we go into this moon energy? Okay, let's go into that deeper. Okay, there it is. We're rounding back into reality here, because this has felt like one of those like almost like bachelor moments or bachelorette moments, you know, the show. And you're just trying to like connect in and figure this out. Like this is totally relatable energy, like super relatable. Okay, but spirit definitely has a message for you around this. Okay, so let's go ahead and connect in with that. All right, one moment. What do you have to say about this, spirit? And what is this moon energy? What does Aries need to see that they're not seeing? Ooh, the World. We have so many major arcana. We have 2 major arcana out here. We only have like 5 cards. Now we have 3. Hold on 1 second. They're connecting in something. Hold on. There's an energy here of like restarting over and over. There's an energy of like almost like a record being played over and over. There's something around, there's what looks like I don't even know if I can show this to you. It looks like there are like scratches on this card. It's not, it's part of the actual card itself, but for whatever reason, spirit's connecting that in. And it's like you keep like starting and having to like ends things, because the World card speaks to endings. Like you start something, the Death card speaks to endings. It's like you keep like starting and then having to end. It's like this constant, it's almost the energy of like when, I'm sorry, we're moving through a lot of different analogies here because Spirit is just like, Spirit has a lot to say on this, but it's like you keep starting the track and then it's like, you know, when you hear the DJ like kind of scratch it and like, we got to restart this. It's like that. That's the energy that keeps happening. Okay. It's like restarting. And Spirit, I think, wants you out of this, but I feel like I think what needs to be seen here, because they're linking, for whatever reason, the way that this snowflake looks with the scratches on the card, it's just the way they're showing it to me. But I think there's something like frozen. There's something frozen here. I don't know if this is like a frozen need. What is this, Spirit? What is frozen here? What is like, why the constant like start, stop? What is this? This deck? Okay, hold on. This card? The moon, bruh, the moon. Okay, and what are you scared of? There's something you're scared of here. Okay, there's something you're scared of. What is Aries scared of? What is Aries scared of? I feel like it's seeing something. You're scared to see something. What is it? These top two. Ooh. The Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords in reverse. Ooh, there's a chasing energy here. Okay. There's a chasing. Okay. Yeah, you're chasing after this. And I feel like, okay, but why is Aries chasing? What is the chase about? Top card? Okay, hold on. This deck? Not this deck. This one. Okay. So you're chasing. And this is coming through as like a runner chaser dynamic. Okay? A runner chaser dynamic. So you chasing after people, places, situation, things that don't want to be caught or don't want to stay in place. Okay? But it comes through as a runner-chaser dynamic. Now, this is usually speaking to something deeper when we're chasing things. Usually what we're doing is we're chasing love and love outside of ourselves because we never received that in childhood the ways that we needed. And so we always felt like we had to go after love. You know, we weren't getting that like consistently and with stability and any sort of like assurance that you would need from like your caregivers or your parents. So usually where you end up is a dynamic where you're a chaser and you end up chasing it outside of yourself, trying to complete the loop of what you didn't get when you were a child. Yeah, this Page of Cups is coming in with like a childlike energy now. Top card. Knight of Cups. Bruh. Page of Cups, Knight of Cups. Yeah. Spirit wants you to see this so you can move into like a more developed version of yourself that is no longer feeling the need to chase after love. Because that's what this is coming after. It's coming in as an energy of chasing after love. Okay, and chasing after that outside of you. Okay, and I feel like there's some deeper like layers within this. Part of it I feel like is connecting in with yourself and connecting it with yourself on a deep level, but also spiritually, like what you're attuned with. Because I feel like once you're in alignment with something, like there's not a need to really chase. So there's that, but I'm not talking about things outside of yourself. This is something within you. I feel like, what is the recommendation here, Spirit? Can we get to that? This deck? Introspect is definitely part of it. Okay, that's coming through really strongly. To see this runner-chaser dynamic. And to be clear, it feels like you could be on either side of this, but what's coming through in this reading is a chasing energy. And I feel like what Spirit is trying to point out is the energy of how to attract, which is when you come into a wholeness within yourself, okay? When you come into a wholeness within yourself, you attract inwards. Like this comes towards you on a horse, no less. On a horse, no less. Ready to hand you the cup of whatever you want, okay? But right now, how this is looking, it's almost like this is looking away from you. Again, it's like a runner energy. It's a runner energy. It's like you're chasing after things that cannot, people, places, things that cannot be what you need, because you're trying to complete a loop from childhood that was never met. And what this is going to require is for you to be the parent that you always needed. Bam. That's it. That's where this all goes down to, right? Right down to the core of it. Okay, let's keep going. Yeah, what's the advice here? This card? Yeah, harvest. I like it. Okay, so there's something about the harvest specifically. It also says determination and hard work. But I feel like the determination and hard work is actually talking about the kind of introspection. So these two things are coming in linked. Okay, this is speaking to like, I was talking about rest and contemplation. That's coming in as an introspection. And so I feel like Spirit wants you to put an energy into introspection to see this clearer and to be able to actually like complete the loop on it, to like give yourself what you need. Okay, now the harvest is also coming in. I talked about the energy of attraction. So what Spirit is saying is when you're in alignment, you will attract, okay? The harvest will come in. You actually won't need to, this is upright in reverse, you won't need to put in all this work. I think what this is really highlighting right now is how much work you're putting into chasing, okay? But the true harvest, or the one that you want, the one that's attached with this Ace of Pentacles, okay? The one that you want doesn't require you to chase. It doesn't. It meets you halfway. And that's the thing, what I really like about the Knight of Cups, and the way I always read this Knight of Cups, when it's in its best element, it's an energy of meeting halfway. It's like you come out with your horse, and the other person or other people come out, or other situations come out with their horse, and they meet you halfway. There's a halfway energy. It's almost like you're at the river. I don't know if you see, there's like a river running through this card, and it's almost like this other situation, person, place, whatever it is, meets you on the other side of it. Okay. Yeah. And so that's the way that's being shown to me. It's also a way that I typically can read this card. So it feels really good. But the thing is, you, other people, whoever it is, you both are doing your work on yourselves to be able to bring this in together and to create something new. If this is around like a relationship of any kind, Two of Cups, okay? If this is around a relationship of any kind. Now, it doesn't have to be. This is, again, can also speak to like parts of yourself. This can speak to alignment within yourself. Like ultimately, that's actually what this whole reading is about, is alignment within yourself. And like seeing this clearly, that's in the dark, this like runner-chaser dynamic that has been here, okay? And I feel like this isn't actually, I see it, Spirit, this isn't just about connections, although it's probably exemplified and typified in your connections, okay? I feel like this is a dynamic you find everywhere in your life. I feel like it's in your work. I feel like it's in your platonic connections. I feel like it's in your, passions and hobbies that you have. I feel like it's in your, I feel like this feels like an energy that is much bigger than you think. I think it affects more places than you think. So what I know Spirit is saying here is to really like look at this more in depth. Okay? Because anything that's for you won't require you to like labor and over labor and over give, and it just won't require that, and question it, and like it will be clear. Okay? But most importantly, I think you need to get clear within yourself. And again, there's something here that you need to see and give yourself this, if I had to sum up this reading, if we get to the bottom of the mystery here, it's around how to parent yourself, how to give yourself the love that you never received when you were younger. There's a young part in here, a young like inner child or part of yourself, or just again, a moment in time that is repeating outside of you. Now you're not able to find it outside of yourself. It's almost like you're reaching for this like love outside of yourself, when actually what needs to happen is there needs to be resolution inside. So this is definitely something highly encourage taking to your somatic therapist, taking to your healer, taking to wherever, because if you're wondering why it keeps feeling like there's a start stop with the DJ scratch and all of this like kind of turnover that's coming, that has been, this is the dynamic. Okay. Do we want an extended? Yeah, so we're going to go into an extended because we're going to just go right into the deep layers of this. And so if you're interested in doing some of the shadow work, I have a sense that Spirit's going to kind of lay some of this out, but I'm just going to open it up to whatever Spirit wants to say on this. I hope you have found this to be helpful. This is, like I said, very relatable energy. I don't think there's nothing you've done wrong, but I feel like this feels like the answer to a question you had. Again, a mystery that you were trying to solve of like, why isn't this working and working out? And Spirit is saying it's because you're chasing it and you're in a runner-chaser dynamic, and it feels like it keeps repeating. And so until you get to the bottom of this and really look at it through the moon, do the shadow work for it, okay, it's going to keep repeating outside of you. All right. Well, I want to thank Spirit for this message so much. And I want to thank you for being here. If you are interested in watching the extended or viewing that, or if you're interested in booking a personal reading with me, I have all that information in the description box below. Yeah, Aries, I'm wishing you a lot of like luck and healing with this dynamic and this experience. Again, like I said, it just feels like it's very common, so there's nothing that you've done wrong here, but it does feel like, a good time over the next 2 weeks for you to kind of start to like actually look at this directly. I feel like you may have come into this reading with some like instinct that may be happening, and so if so, this is confirmation. This reading is confirming that's absolutely correct. Like your intuition is spot on with that. For others of you, this may be something where, again, it's been in the shadow, it's been in the moon, and you just haven't been able to see it, and you've been like questioning, well, why does it feel like, again, there's a start stop, and I keep like turning over these like connections or events or situations outside of me. And so Spirit just wants to point you to the internal healing that would be needed. All right. Well, thanks for being here, Aries. I hope this is helpful for you, but I will see you in the extended reading, or if I don't, I will see you in your next reading. All right. Thanks for being here. Bye for now.